And the fact that this man, Hassan, is commenting on it tells me that this is all coordinated and part of the plan. At any rate, there are those of you who seem to be confused as to those of us who have issues with what happened with the whole late show Tallarico interview. We know the GOP is on some fugazi ass stuff. They've always been on fugazi ass stuff. I think most black people fully comprehend that. The issue is not with this FCC rule and whether or not equal time is it's really not about that rule or whether or not the rule applies. What it's really about is how Stephen chose to handle this, because he handled it in an entirely wrong fashion. He just did. If that's what the lawyers told him, right? All he had to do was say, look, they told us we can't do this until we give equal time to the opponent or his opponents, and therefore, because we don't agree with the interpretation of the FCC and we don't want to run into any lawsuits, we have chosen to push his interview to our YouTube space. Because if that's what happened, then that's what happened. But when you say it like that, it doesn't come across the right way. Because on the one hand, people are like, wait a minute, it seems like you're capitulating to these people. Why not just go ahead and broadcast it and deal with the potential lawsuit? Or it could be, well, okay, if that's how they're playing it, this is a Democratic primary. Why don't you just invite the other two candidates on and let us hear what they have to say? If you say it in the way that it was likely explained to him in that meeting with the lawyers, he can't win that. He's gonna get messed up either way. What he decided to do was he decided to put up a smokescreen. We already know he has beef with the Trump administration. He talks about that motherfucker all the time. And he don't give a fuck about him. I get it. He decided to try to position it as, oh, the Trump administration didn't want us to air the Tallarico interview. He's trying to position it exactly the way this weird ass nigga Hassan and a lot of other people have been trying to position it. They've been trying to position this as somehow the Trump administration is afraid of Tallarico. They're terrified of going up against Tallarico. They're not terrified of that man. They're not really terrified of any Democrat because of all you got to do is look at the history of Democrats in the state of Texas running for office for the past, I don't know how many decades. They really don't have much to be afraid of from any of them, if we're being honest. But y'all need to churn this narrative out in order to bolster that man's campaign. That's what this whole thing is about. And y'all want us to get into the weeds of an FCC thing. Bitch, we already know they on some bullshit. I'm looking at the larger narratives at play because all I've seen from the people on the left is a bunch of white men constantly trying to tell us, let's just go back to status quo. Let's just vote for the safe white man again. Let's just vote for the safe white candidate again. That's what I'm seeing. It doesn't discount the fact that this country is racist as hell. We understand it. And I understand trying to game the system. When black people talk about the safe white candidate, they tend to talk about it from a point of strategy. You guys want the safe white candidate every single time. Also realize that the safe white men you want us to vote for aren't safe for us. They're safe for you. The safe white men y'all want don't give a fuck about black community. Don't give a fuck about other groups of people for real. They'll inevitably find themselves in alignment with people who are very much opposed to my existence if it's politically expedient in some way, shape, or form. This is their way of trying to remove minorities from access to power and replace them with white people. They are literally part of a white supremacist machine. I really do believe this is the long-term play for these people. I genuinely do.